Independent National Electoral Commission postpones 2015 general elections. A Sinudum people declare support for People's Democratic Party. Commissioner for Health calls for effective participation at special maternal, newborn and child health week opens in Akwa Ibom today. Details of these and more shortly. Good morning. Welcome to AKBC for News. I am Jeffrey Orok. The Electoral Commission, INEC, has rescheduled the 2015 elections following issues in the country. The chairman of INEC, Dr. Tahiru Jega, said the electoral body is ready, but insurgency in the country necessitated the postponement. He said the presidential and National Assembly elections, billed for 14 February, will now hold on 28th March, while the governorship and House of Assembly elections will hold on 11th April. These and more on a national and foreign bulletin with Mercy Ekare.
Addressing a World News Conference in Abuja, the national chairman, Professor Tahiru Jega, said over 700,000 ad hoc staff were yet to be recruited, fake printing ink sent to states from headquarters were rejected, and permanent voter cards, PVCs, were still being printed overseas.
The national elections, i.e. Presidential and National Assembly, are now to hold on March 28, 2015. Our hope is that with this rescheduling, the security services will do their best to ensure that the security environment needed for safe and peaceful conduct of the 2015 elections is rapidly put in place.
Jega also said presiding officers were yet to be trained, while many states were yet to get the balance of their card readers. He noted that apart from the security challenges presented to INEC, some of its vendors did not meet deadlines. Jega condemned those calling for his resignation on spurious allegations of orchestrating an agenda to favor one candidate over another. The INEC national chairman expressed the hope that the security agencies will do their best by ensuring that the new dates are sacrosanct and caution politicians against playing with the permanent voter's card, stressing that all the cards are in the country and ready for collection. The Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, who is on a 6-day visit to the Middle East, says radicalization of young people is alarming and one of the greatest worries. Concerning his visit to the Middle East, the first stop at Jordan, a country still in shock over the gruesome murder of one of its pilots, the prince said he wanted to show solidarity for what so many of the Christian churches are going through in the Middle East. While in Jordan, the prince will hold talks with the King of Jordan. Prince Charles will also visit Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. In scores of residents have been evacuated from their homes after the Figo volcano erupted. Clouds of black ash covered the sky while showers of rocks and dust fell on surrounding towns. The international airport in the capital city of Guatemala is also closed as a result of the explosion, but it is expected to open soon. Locals have been asked to wear face masks to protect themselves.
Meanwhile, the campaign rally by the PDP in Sinudum presented a different spectacle when the wife of the state governor, Mrs. Ekato Norma Pabio, danced her heart out to the admiration of guests, especially women, before addressing the crowd. Democratic Party as they welcome the party's campaign trail to the area with pomp and ceremony. The rally, attended by members of the State Executive Council, legislators, political stakeholders, and other political office holders also had ex-football and Nollywood stars in attendance. Patience John has the details.
The ongoing People's Democratic Party campaign rally in the state had a unique look when the campaign team visited Esienudum local government area. The rally, described as homecoming by stakeholders, had ex-Nigerian footballers including Kanu Nwankwo, JJ Okocha, Etomeson and Peter Rufai in attendance, while Nollywood was represented by the likes of Kanayo. They drummed support for Governor Godswill Akpabio's Senate ambition, Udom Emmanuel as governor, and President Goodluck Jonathan to return to office.
We are here to thank God that His Excellency started well and is finishing well.
Addressing the people of Esienudum, the acting PDP chapter chairman, Eldante Edu Soro, the chairman of the local government, who is also the state's House of Assembly candidate, Mr. Nsentuen, and a political stakeholder in the area, Sir Emem Akpabio, thanked Governor Akpabio for providing good leadership in the state, as well as introducing Udom Emmanuel, whom they described as a gift to the state. They pledged the support of Esienudum people to all PDP candidates in the March-April elections.
Esienudum as a people have been known to be playing on the side of government. Always been giving PDP 100% vote, and in a fight vote, we have always been number one in terms of vote to PDP. I want to assure you that we will continue to do that, and we are going to surpass what we did in 2011.
The state chairman of the PDP, Obong Paul Ekbo, and the Director General of the Udom Emmanuel Moses Ekbo Campaign Council, Otwekong Idonson Kanga, presented the PDP candidates for the various political offices to the people. Mr. Udom Emmanuel for governor, Chief Godswill Akpabio for Ikot-Ekpene Senatorial District, the present member representing Esienudum in the state legislature, Ms. Emmanuel Akpan, as member for Ikot-Ekpene Federal Constituency, and Mr. Nsentuen to represent Esienudum in the state legislature. Speaking on behalf of the PDP candidates, Chief Godswill Akpabio, who is vying for Ikot-Ekpene Senate seat, represented by his wife Ekaite, reminded the people that the governorship position is zoned to Ekatafta, Uyo and Ikot-Ekpene Senatorial District had had their turn. She solicited votes for Udom Emmanuel, whom she said will continue with the development strides going on in the state.
In Esienudum, Goodluck Jonathan cannot campaign. In Esienudum, the incoming governor cannot campaign. In Esienudum, your distinguished senator cannot campaign. Everything is
The PDP governorship candidate, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, thanked the people of Esienudum for supporting the zoning of the governorship slot to Eket Senatorial District and promised to create employment opportunities that will positively affect Esienudum people when elected into office.
If you know that you want to be raised high, if you want your hands to remain high and highly lifted, hold on to the umbrella.
Gifts were presented to Governor Akpabio and his wife and Mr. Udom Emmanuel by the people of Esienudum, represented by the political leader in the area, Obong Michael Afangide. Patience John reporting.
While the campaign rally by the PDP in Esienudum presented a different spectacle, when the wife of the state governor, Mrs. Ekaito Noma Akpabio, danced her heart out to the admiration of guests, especially women, before addressing the crowd. Other political groups spiced the event with songs and dances, while performance by artists took the ride to a different dimension. Sight and sounds included a prototype aeroplane designed by a group of younger scientists from the state who came together to support Udumi Manu, whom they believe will empower them by creating an enabling environment to actualize their dream, while a plane known as Oko from Mobo also excited the crowd. Groups flying different flags with different colors struggle for space to show solidarity for the PDP. Groups with placards with different inscriptions came in support of Governor Godswill Akpabio's senatorial ambition. Mr. Udumi Manuel's government Emmanuel Apan for Ikore Federal Constituency and Sentuen for House of Assembly. Leaders and political stakeholders of Abak local government area have reaffirmed their support for the People's Democratic Party during the forthcoming general election. They made their stand when the Udumi Manuel Moses Ekpo campaign trail landed in Abak to unfold its promise to the people evolved into power. Etienne reports that the rally took place at the Abak Township Stadium.
Abak Township Stadium, venue of the People's Democratic Party campaign rally, was adorned with PDP flags as well as posters of Mr. Udumi Manuel and other candidates of the party. The rally was an opportunity for groups and individuals to declare their support for Chief Godswill Akpabio for Senate, Udumi Manuel for Governor, and re-election of Mr. Emmanuel Ekon and Elder Friday Ewok as House of Representative members and Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Support groups in their colors danced round the stadium to music provided by different artists who graced the event. The rally was more of assessment of performance of Chief Godswill Akpabio in Abak, which some of the speakers adjudged excellence, an indication that Mr. Udumi Manuel is the right candidate to succeed Akpabio as governor. Those who addressed the rally included the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Mr. Nyekanumana, the Chairman of Abak, Mr. Joseph Ipaisong, Barrister Patrick Udramfang, State Chairman of IECOM, Dickiness Christio Booth, PDP Senatorial Chairman, Ikore Senatorial District, Elder Moore Ibogote, Abak Chapter Chairman, PDP, Mr. Dobon Beye, Mr. Emmanuel Ekon, Elder Friday Ewok, and Retired General Godwin Afaide. The speakers pledged to cast block vote for all PDP candidates in the elections.
You might decide long ago. You will get Governor Akpabio and we can sell it. And you know all our 98 villages, you know our 120 units, you know disorder.
That Abak women will vote from A to Z PDP.
The rest assured that Abak will deliver PDP.
The wife of the governor, Mrs. Eketu Norma Akpabio, who stood in for the governor, urged the people to ensure the success of the candidates in the elections. Mrs. Akpabio described Mr. as a credible and honest technocrat who stands for equity, fairness, and justice, hence the need for all to rally around him to succeed.
All we need to tell you is to vote for Mr. President. The governor cannot contend in that. When you look at that bridge, only that bridge is enough for you to give him your vote.
Presenting the candidates to the people, the state chairman of PDP, Obon Paul Ekpo, and the director general of Udumi Council, Kanga, described PDP candidates as tasted, trusted, and credible leaders. Mr. Udumi, flanked by his wife Martha, his running mate Moses Ekpo, and others, said that his administration will complete the Manta Abak 10 Road, Abak Ikorekan Road, turn around Holy Family College, build and enterprise Development Center and fertilizer industry, as well as provide dual carriage road that will link the east-west road from Abak. Mr. Emmanuel maintained that he will build on the foundation of the Akpabio administration he voted into power, and thanked the people of Abak for the honor done him as their in-law.
I want to reassure you that as of today, ammonia, fertilizer, most of it is every day green wells. We want to produce fertilizer. We want to do poultry. It's zero. The ammonia plant is to be located. The unique oil producing processes.
According to the deputy governorship candidate, Mr. Moses Ekpo, the development programs of Chief Akpabio was enough reason for people to vote for the PDP to deepen governance in Akwa Ibom and Nigeria. Etienne Ibanga report.
You're watching AKBC 45 News. More news after the break.
At the time I saw in the man. Therefore, it's a man named when finally His Excellency Ajopo Minister Bendu, they have been noted that I put the Moses. When you look at what you want to get, I get a way on. Joseph, at the Panda, and I do for Philip. At the amount of one film. Sitting on the wall of the road, the man of the man, when they make a fool of him, all of us at the full of the end. Somebody in a man. Is that the
Udom is right and fair. For Udom is the best. For Akwa Ibom said, Udom is right and fair. Behold our next governor.
Welcome back. The 2015 lecture of the College of Health Sciences of the University will hold today. Slated for the Elbow Theatre main campus, Wangibaru. It will be delivered by Professor of Environmental Medicine and Urology, New York University School of Medicine, USA, Professor Martin Bushland. Professor Bushland is also Professor of Experimental Pathology and Director, Graduate Studies, University of Illinois, USA, will speak on current perspectives in prevention and diagnosis of prostate cancer. The statement signed by the Registrar of the University, Mrs. Eda Omonda, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, has invited the university community, medical practitioners, stakeholders, and the students and the public to the lecture, which begins at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The Dr. has spoken the need for the public to participate effectively in the special Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week, scheduled for today till Friday 13 February 2015. Dr. Basio, who spoke to reporters in his office, said the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week will render special services to include immunization, deworming, distribution of vitamin A supplement, HIV/AIDS screening of malnourished children, antenatal care and birth registration by the National Population Commission. The commissioner, who regretted the delay in the opening of the week, emphasized that there is an absolute need for the special maternal and newborn services to protect the Nigerian in order to prevent possible outbreak of epidemic. He also spoke on the benefits of the special newborn and child health week and encouraged mothers and pregnant women to avail themselves of the opportunity, which will in turn for their children. To forestall an outbreak in markets across the state government has called on traders to acquaint themselves with fire and emergency response techniques. The Deputy Governor, Lady Valerie Bey, met the call at a sensitization workshop on fire prevention held at the Itam Market, Itu local government. Colonel Edem Efreti reports that the workshop was organized by the management agency NEMA in collaboration with the State Emergency Management Committee. The report.
Lady Ebe, who observed that fire outbreak is a major disaster often resulting in loss of lives and property, stressed that it was necessary to acquire skills and knowledge to fight such outbreaks. Lady Ebe, who is also the chairman of the State Emergency Management Committee, said the workshop was very important as it would expose participants to such skills and aid them to be able to manage outbreaks. The Deputy Governor, who identified causes of fire outbreaks to negligence and weather conditions, advised participants to make good use of the information imparted to them and help pass same to fellow traders who could not attend.
It has been established that most of the outbreaks in our market are as a result of human errors. It therefore implies that carefulness and caution on the part of humans will do a great magic of saving us from losing billions of naira every year to fire incidents.
The NEMA South-South Zonal Coordinator, Mr. Benjamin Ogena, said the seminar was organized to sensitize the traders on fire outbreaks, combat and management of emergency situations, to curb the spate of disaster and save the traders undue wastage of funds. Mr. Ogena commended the Akwabi administration for equipping the State Fire Service and addressing issues that have helped in reducing disaster situations, thereby making the state a benchmark for good governance in Nigeria. While also commending stakeholders in the sector for their combinations towards stemming the tide of disasters, the NEMA Zonal Coordinator urged the traders to take the training seriously to enable the zone enjoy zero tolerance to fire disasters.
The sole aim is to draw attention to the devastation being witnessed due to market fires.
The workshop featured lectures and demonstration on safety, insurance, challenges, and response to fire incidences, as well as other disaster situations, with resource persons drawn from the Red Cross, Fire Service, SEMA, and the State Ministry of Environment.
The State Governor has more departure of the wife of the late patriarch of Ibibio Union, Sir Udoma, the Lady Grace Mayin Udoma, who died at the age of 87. The governor was at the Ikorabasi Local Government Secretariat grounds last Friday to observe the rite of passage of the late Lady Grace. Government House reported he was at the venue of this report presented in our studio.
While conveying the condolences of the state, the governor, who was represented by his deputy, Lady Valerie Bey, said though the loss of a loving mother was indeed painful, the Udomas should be consoled in the fact that God has blessed their mother with a fulfilled life with several accomplishments for a generation. The governor, however, admonished the Udoma family to continue to perpetuate the virtues of hard work, kindness, and a sacrificial life exemplified by their mother while alive.
Further be consoled that as she has gone to heaven to spend eternity with the Lord, on earth her memory shall be embalmed in the heart of those she touched with her noble life and kindness.
Condolence messages were presented by several individuals and groups, including the former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Obong Victor Otta, the leader of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Victor Ndoma Egba, the PDP gubernatorial flag bearer, Mr. Udom Emmanuel, and the ambassador of Japan, whose messages were read by Obong Obode Tuwafia, as well as the Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Comfort Ekpo. Among those who witnessed the funeral were a former Senate President, Senator Adolphus Ngwabara, Senator Itain Nang, Senator Emekaite, Senator Stella Omu, Senator Shola Akinyede, as well as Senator Helen Eswene. Others included a member of the Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Don Etiebet, General Edekpan, a former Deputy Governor Obong Nsima Ekere, Chief Ben Okoko, and the Head of Civil Service, Mrs. Cecilia Odoisien, among others. In his homily, the Prelate Emeritus of the Methodist Church Nigeria, Dr. Sunday Mbang, stressed the God in life, noting that any achievement on earth which excludes God will end in futility, as man has no power over his life. Dr. Mbang spoke of the need to live on earth with a consciousness that every action was recorded and would be accounted for at an appropriate time, while prescribing God as the only remedy for life and death. A biography of the deceased, which was read by her first son, Mr. Anyansi Udoma, described the late Lady Grace Udoma as an even-tempered, studious, bright, and confident lady with an outstanding humanitarian disposition. The biography also described the late Lady Grace as a godly and dedicated member of the Women's Fellowship of the Methodist Church Nigeria, where she served in the Trinity Methodist Church, Tinubu, Lagos, as well as the Ebenezer Methodist Church, Ibekwe, in Ikorobasi local government area, where she served as the Women's Fellowship President and Treasurer, a feat which earned her the title of Ekaibere Demiban, in appreciation of her meritorious services to God, humanity, giving and nurturing disposition.
She marveled as she championed the state movement of the Calabar, Ogoja, and Rivers peoples in a bid to free them from the stranglehold they were experiencing at the time.
Senator Udoma, who expressed sadness at the loss of a most loving mother, however expressed gratitude to God for granting her a fulfilled life saturated with numerous blessings.
She was strong, virile, and a very happy woman.
High point of the funeral service, which was conducted by the Ebenezer Methodist Cathedral of the Ikorobasi Diocese, were a parade by the Methodist Women Fellowship in honor of their departed member, Thanksgiving dance by the members and friends of the Udoma family, as well as a presentation by the Real Brass Band. The remains of the late Lady Grace Nayen Udoma were later interred at a family compound in Fuditiarenin in Ikorobasi local government area.
You can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45 or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. And now to end the news, the main point again. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced the postponement of the 2015 The chairman of the commission, Professor Tahiru Jega, who announced that the elections will now on March 2 and April 2015. He attributed the postponement to insecurity in some part of the country. That's it on a news bulletin this morning. At noon we shall news bulletin. Have everyone heard. I am Jeffrey Orok.